This is the presentation on apps and extensions from the Office of EdTech and Design. There's 3 of us actually in the department itself. It would be myself, Tanya Mills, Sonia Obregon, and Ernest Gonzalez. So today's class is about the 10 apps and extensions that you might want to consider using in your classroom to save time, promote digital learning, student engagement, student choice, and voice. If you want a copy of today's presentation, there is the URL. So as mentioned, to get a copy to anything or to actually click on any links, I will make a habit of putting those in the chat area for you guys to have access to, so you can follow along if you need to. So today's objective is to go ahead and give you guys the top 10 Chrome app and extensions as mentioned before. Those items are going to fall within the following categories: G Suite extensions, ones that you guys can use to develop study skills for your students, and the productivity and lesson planning apps that hopefully will help you plan lessons for your kids. Now, all of the items that we're referring to in the presentations will map directly to our Future Ready pathways. If you're a one-to-one school or VILs, or if we have the opportunity to come out and train, or if you have had the opportunity to attend any of our Tech Tuesday classes, all of those items kind of fall within the 4 categories that you see here. Items that you use to plan, items used by your students to create, some items that might be used for assessment skills, testing, exit tickets, such, and other items that are used for collaboration. So I've placed a link in the actual presentation that goes to the Chromebook Essentials presentation that I have. So the purpose of today is hopefully to give you the opportunity to start using the devices that you might have in your classroom or on your campus that are Chromebooks, or it just may be just the regular laptops using the Chrome browser. So if you click on this link, it will take you to the Chromebook Essentials, which basically goes through and talks about what a Chromebook is, what it isn't, what it looks like, how do you log into it, if you happen to be a teacher, if you happen to be a student, how you use the touchpad on the actual Chromebook, because the majority of them are probably not used by traditional methods with the mouse. So instead, you would use the touchpad to move around the screen. Some of the special keys that you may have on the Chromebook, some of the settings that you may want to do, device management. What should you do as a campus or as a teacher to keep track of the Chromebooks that may be assigned to you or your grade level? Device management again, CART procedures, such and so on. So if you have the opportunity, please consider clicking on that link inside the presentation and just taking a general look as to how you can use Chromebooks more effectively in your class. Now, part of the actual presentation mentions web apps and extensions. So that's what we're going to go into in more detail today. Okay. I would encourage you all, if you have anything that you believe other teachers need to know about, please feel free to go ahead and share the presentation that we're going through today, or any other element that you might see therein with anyone that you might want to choose to make aware of the content. I would also consider that if you have somebody who's new to your campus, whether they are a teacher or a student, you may want to consider taking this presentation that you have here and modifying it, taking out the elements that may not pertain to the child or putting in more elements that might pertain to the teacher and giving them access to this information. So that way you don't have to go through and build it all yourself from scratch. You have something you can use to do that. So with the actual Chromebooks, the way that they're different from a regular traditional laptop is the fact that they don't have a hard drive that will let you share or save anything to it. Everything that you use on a Chromebook is basically web-based. So to make it easier for you guys to use it, some of the things that they encourage you to do is to customize it by finding apps and extensions that would help you and help your students use it more effectively. So what a Chrome extension or app is a small program that customizes your browsing experience. If you sign into your Chrome browser, anything that you install on the browser itself, each and every time that you go to a different computer and sign into the browser again, those items go along with you. And I do want to thank you guys for actually adding that information in the chat. That's going to help out a lot. When you get to your Chromebook, what we usually ask is for you guys to go ahead and sign in using your SEISD account. This goes for you as a teacher and also for your students. To get into the area where you're dealing with extensions, there's a process that you go through. It's very easy. You just click on the 3 dots, go to Custom and Control, More Tools, Extensions, and so on. I want to make sure that I show you how to do that so that you can share that information to your students. So I have a Chromebook that's actually attached to this presentation. So what I will do is kind of switch back and forth so you guys can see a Chromebook in action as we go through the presentation itself. One of the things I do want to make mention is the Chrome apps that we're seeing today are the ones that are approved by the district for use by teachers and students. As teachers, you have the ability to install anything from the Chrome Web Store onto your browser, which by default is onto the actual Chromebook. The kids, your students, do not have the option to do that. What needs to happen with them is some of the actual apps that we're going to take a look at are already pre-installed into their browsers, and they will have the opportunity to install 2 or 3 others that have been chosen to give them the opportunity to install. So they're kind of restricted in that way. But if you as a teacher find an app that you like and you notice that your students do not have access to it, what you may want to consider doing is going through the software approval process that the district has, and that's located on our website, which is here. And you would click on Apps. You can use this area right here to search and find an app to see whether or not it is approved. Or you can go down to the very bottom here and then fill in this information to see if it can go through the vetting process so that it can be approved. Once the app itself is approved, then the next step is to ask the technology department to go ahead and push it out so that it's available for your students to use.